I'm Tiara, and this is my channel, My Shot at Life, where I share my GLP-1 weight loss journey. I'm currently on week 9, and I'm down at 27 pounds. If you are new to weight loss shots, here are 10 things that I've learned as a beginner myself. Number 1, starting with the worst one first, exercise. Lifting weights is super important. If you haven't started your weight loss shots yet, start your exercise now. If you have already started, start as soon as you can. I did not really exercise before I started my weight loss shots, but as soon as I started exercising day 1, and I have not regretted that. I have felt myself getting stronger. I've felt things get easier to do. Just simple things, just like getting up off the couch. Walking has been easier. So start now, because a GLP-1 will, yes, burn the fat, but it will also reduce your muscle mass. My husband and I, we work out together, and we just do weights in our living room. So we move furniture, we turn on the TV, and we follow a YouTube video. We like the channel called Mr. and Mrs. Muscles because they just have a very well laid out video to follow along. And then we just mute it and turn on our own music so we can have a pretty good time. You don't have to start with heavy weights. In fact, if you're new to weightlifting, especially, do not start with heavy weights. Start low, and you will build try to show you on my own arm. You will build a longer muscle, not just a little bloop kind of a muscle, but you will build a longer muscle, and it will last longer, if that makes sense. So even if you're not using it as constantly, your muscle will still last longer than if you were to start just on a higher weight. I started with a 6-pound weight, and I'm still there. So I've been doing this for a little over 2 months now. I'm still at a 6-pound weight. So just start where you can. In fact, start lower than what you can, because your muscle will still build even if it's less than what you can really do. So start low, and then you can go up after you gain that muscle. Number 2, take your supplements. There are side effects that come with being on a GLP-1. Some of them are not very pleasant. I've been very blessed that I haven't had a whole lot of side effects, and I credit that a lot to the supplements that I'm taking. So every morning I make a drink. It's actually a collagen drink. It's chocolate collagen. It's pretty yummy. And I put fiber in it, because one thing that a GLP-1 will do is that it slows down your digestion, which can make you feel sick. It can make your stomach hurt. So taking your fiber will really help to just keep everything kosher. I also like to take iodine and magnesium. So iodine will help support a healthy thyroid function, and the magnesium, it supports a lot. So like your musculoskeletal, which is very important as you're on a GLP-1 especially. It will help your cardiovascular health. It can help your sleep if you're not sleeping very well. Take your magnesium. Another supplement that I would suggest, but I'm also not very good at taking myself, are electrolytes. Find a good electrolyte. Redmond does a good electrolyte. Element does a good electrolyte. I'm sure there's plenty of electrolytes out there that you can take. I'm not very good at taking them, but I know that they're important. I just struggle with them. Number 3, your dosage is customizable to your needs. This will probably seem like a no-brainer to some of you, but I was not super aware of this fact. When I started a GLP-1, I thought that I needed to follow exactly what the doctor said, which, I mean, he had talked it over with me and said, is this okay with you? And me not knowing, I was like, yeah, sure, that's great. It sounds good to me. But now that I've gotten a little bit more experience with it and felt how it reacts with me, everybody is going to react differently to it. So your dosage, it's got to be in your own hands a little bit more. And if for some reason you don't feel like you have as much freedom with your dosage, advocate for yourself. Be your own advocate and get yourself what you need in order to succeed. Number 4, weight loss stalls can happen a lot sooner than you want and expect. So after about a month into my GLP-1 injections, I stalled. So I had lost about 18 pounds, and then I stalled for the next month. I lost a little bit of weight in that time, but I was stuck in the 280 pound zone, which is not where I want to be. And to me, it doesn't make any sense that I would stall there because I have so much left to lose. Since then, I have lost 9 pounds. I did up my dose 2 weeks ago to the 3.75 milligram dosage. If your weight stalls, experiment a little bit with your dosage, experiment a little bit with your diet, with your exercise, your sleep. If you're at a low dosage, you might want to try to dose up. If you're at a higher dosage, some people do better at a lower dosage, and sometimes the whoosh will then happen. Number 5, the shot does not hurt. It does not hurt. I was a little surprised because my first time going to take my injection, I was quite nervous. You look at the needle, and yes, it looks tiny, it looks smaller than most needles look, but still having to impale yourself upon something and inject something into you, it can be way more psychological than you would think it would be. So my husband was actually there watching as I was about to take my shot. I think he was more nervous than I was, which is hilarious to me because back in his wild child days, he actually gave himself his own piercings. And I'm pretty sure that it wasn't with these little insulin needles. It was with just probably a regular sewing pin. So I was quite surprised that he was nervous about that for me. But no, the shot does not hurt. You pinch the skin. Well, some people pinch the skin. You pinch it and then do your injection release. And the way that I pinch it, I pinch it quite hard, and then I don't really feel the injection at all. So if you're scared about that, the injection doesn't hurt. Number 6, any progress is good progress. Yes, we tend to think a lot about the scale, and the numbers on the scale can show your progress. But there's a lot of non-scale victories that you also have to measure your progress by. Take your measurements. Are you physically getting slimmer? Even if you just check one area, to me it's way too exhausting to try and measure all these different parts in order to find out if you're making any progress. Just try one part that you feel like maybe you've made some progress in. Check your measurements. They can help you know if you've made any progress. Can you move better? Like I said earlier, it's easier for me to get off the couch. I feel like I just, whoa, I can just jump up off the couch now. And it's not as difficult as it was before when I'd have to like really just try and push myself off the couch. So can you move better? Can you walk better? How are your clothes fitting you as opposed to how they were before? In one of my previous videos, I showed pictures of myself in the same outfit, but at different times. And doing something like that will really help you to see where you've lost weight. And some of it might surprise you. For me, I was surprised like the hunchback is going down a little bit on me. So like the back, kind of what you'd call like the tech neck kind of part that makes your neck seem like it's more forward. Your head is more forward than the rest of you. It's just not in line with the back. That part has gone down for me. So that was really fun to see because I tried on the same clothes and did a little side-by-side comparison of that. How are your energy levels? Are you able to do more, accomplish more in your day? Do you have more food freedom? Not thinking about food so much, not planning your life around food, discovering hobbies that don't include food. That's a huge one. How sharp is your elbow? The other day I had an itch on my elbow and I was scratching it and I was like, oh my gosh, I have such a sharp elbow. Like, it's so bony, which it's really not yet. There's still a lot here. So that was a very interesting experience for me because I just hadn't felt that. And I was like, oh, I am making progress. This is really cool. So any progress is good progress. Number 7, no one is going to lose weight at the same pace as somebody else. So if you're comparing your weight loss journey to mine, please don't, because I made a lot of progress at the very beginning, which is actually quite rare. And I think a lot of it was mostly inflammation that I lost. There are some people that lose a lot of weight in a short amount of time, even at a low dosage. And that's just not how it's going to work for everybody. One of my favorite sayings is comparison is the thief of joy. So don't compare yourself. Like I said in number 6, any progress is good progress. Even if all you lose is 0.2 pounds, any progress is good progress. So don't compare yourself to how you might see other people losing weight. Just do what you can and practice gratitude. Number 8, start taking care of your hair and your skin. Now, this might come from me just being a very girly girl, but your hair can fall out with weight loss. Maybe it doesn't concern you very much right now, but later on you might feel differently. So just do your future self a favor and start taking care of your hair. If you're not sure where to start with taking care of your hair, the scalp is always a good spot to start because that's where hair loss will happen, and that's also where your new hair growth will come. So massage your scalp. A scalp massager works best. Here's a picture of what one might look like. If you don't have a scalp massager and you don't want to go get one, then start with what you do have, your fingers. It's not preferable because of the oils on your fingers. It can make your hair more greasy. But just massage, gentle massage, don't scratch. Also, if you can, to oil your scalp once a week. That can help with dry scalp, which if you have a dry scalp, it can severely hinder new hair growth. And it can also cut off the hair that is already there. So those 2 things, scalp massage and oil the scalp. Your skin, it's just going to get looser. And it's not something that we're very happy about, but it's going to happen. But there are ways to mitigate that fact. Collagen is one of them. The collagen that I take, it's hair, skin, nails, and joints. So it will help your skin as you're losing weight just to rejuvenate it, help it so that it won't be quite as loose for a longer time. Number 9, diet, diet, diet. And I'm not talking about you have to really intensely dig in and do an intense diet, but watch what you are eating. If it doesn't make you feel good, don't eat it. I am a somewhat failed carnivore where I ate mostly meat, eggs, and a little bit of dairy. Meat is very healthy. Protein is going to be very important on a GLP-1. It's really important anyway, but especially on the GLP-1. Fiber is important because of what the GLP-1 does to your digestive system. But also you want to make sure that you are going to be a little bit more balanced than just going all intense into a diet. I like to think of it as just giving yourself grace. Yes, you can have carbs every now and then. Carbs are probably one of my biggest downfalls because I've always loved carbs. Breads, sweets, just all the things. So I still will let myself have carbs, but really those cravings have really quieted down on a GLP-1. And when I do have carbs, it's just a little bit. And it's not the main part of my meal or even my day. It's just smaller. And that's okay. A lot of people will say on a GLP-1 to eat what you would normally eat because you want it to be more of a lifestyle change rather than something that you're just really restricting yourself on, and it feels kind of like a cage, like oh, I'm caging myself into this kind of a diet. It can get quite restrictive and actually feel quite lonely. So give yourself more grace and eat what you would normally eat. Just try to make a little bit more conscious, healthy decisions. And number 10, you will have to say goodbye to some of your favorite clothes, which is very sad for me, but then you can also get new ones. So maybe a win-lose kind of a situation. Being on a GLP-1 can be kind of expensive because it's not just the medication that you're going to pay for, but it's your new lifestyle. So as you lose weight, you're going to need different clothes if you want to stay covered. And I'm hoping you do. So those are the 10 things that I've learned being on a GLP-1 for 9 weeks. From me to you, beginner to beginner. So let me know if any of them have helped you or if you've experienced some of the same things. I'm so grateful for those that watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. I don't know how you found me, but I'm glad that you did. And it helps me feel like I'm not just talking out into the ether. So thank you very much for watching, and thanks for taking a shot at life with me. See you next time.